What's up guys, it's Matt Collins Jones here, also known as the D365 Geek, and today we are talking about Power Automate and we're talking about connectors. Specifically, how many connectors are there for Power Automate? So there was a post recently about the fact that Power Automate has now has over 300 connectors. Now, that's quite a feat. There are so many different connectors, either via Microsoft or ISVs or other companies that allow you to connect your data and do actions based on these. And this even excludes all the custom connectors that you have access to and that you can build yourself and that other people can build. So Microsoft have recently said there are now over 300 connectors, and if you go to many conferences or you watch a lot of Microsoft videos, you know that the presentations have always said there's over 260 connectors, there's over 280 connectors, and now they're saying there's over 300 connectors. Don't you just want to know how many connectors there actually are? Well, I did, so I built a flow for it. And that's the beauty of this program and this software, is that you can build a flow to then tell you that information. And I'll take you through the steps on how to build that today. So I'm in Power Automate here. I'm in my flow section, and I can click on New, and I can go to Instant from Blank. So I just want to trigger this myself. So we'll give the flow name, and the flow will be called How Many Flow Connectors Are There? Question mark. We'll just have this as a manual trigger flow button. So if you want, you can just run this flow, or you can run it on your phone, or run it from your web, wherever, and then figure this out. So we'll click create. So we've got a manual trigger, and that's all we need to start with. And then we need to find out how many flow connectors there are. Now there are a couple of things that you can do in Microsoft Power Automate. I was just saying Microsoft Flow there because that says Microsoft Flow for admins in Power Automate with various admin functions. And one of them is list the connectors. So if you go into here, this flow management connector here gives you all these different connectors. I don't need to know about that. It gives you all these different actions that you can do. So you could create a connection, create a flow, delete a flow, get a connector, get a flow, get a flow as an admin, list connectors, etc. List my connections, so you can do a lot of admin-y sort of things. You can turn flows on, turn flows off, etc. But the one we are interested in is list connectors. So we click that. I need to sign in. It's just going to prompt me to sign in to my account and then ask me to specify an environment. So I'm going to choose my environment, which is this Matt's demo MCJ demo here. And that's all it needs. It's going to return back a list of connectors. Now if I save this flow now, and if I test this, I'll perform the trigger action, so it's a new flow, it's just a manual trigger. We'll test this, we'll run, it's just asking me various things. Run successfully, so it triggered, and then, yeah, it tells me this. This is not very useful. But it does have an output, so I wonder what's in the output. All this. Yeah, that's not really very helpful. So what we need to do is we need a way to make this something a bit more readable. So we'll go back to our flow and we'll click on edit. And we'll just add a new step. So new step, we're just going to put in a compose action. Click compose, and in the input we're going to choose length. So in the length, we're then going to use some dynamic content. So we're just going to use the value coming back. So this should run through the list of connectors, and it will return the number of values from that list there, and put that into the compose action. So click on OK. Goes into there. You can see it's updated, and these are all the other dynamic content you get using this list connectors. Now there is a caveat to this. I have not made a custom connector inside my environment. So this action just allows you to list all connectors, and all I am doing is just finding out how many there are. If you have custom connectors in your environment, that won't work. You'll need to filter them out some way. So we'll test this out and we'll see if it is right. So I'll perform the trigger action, save and test. We'll run the flow, click on done, run successfully. So you can see we listed the connectors, it's not very useful, but then we can see here we have 321. So there are 321 connectors at this point in time. So I'm currently recording this on the 23rd of February 2020. So Microsoft just announced that they have over 300 connectors. They're absolutely right, they actually have 321, but this excludes all custom connectors that people build for their environments, and it excludes any ones that are sort of like, you know, in beta or people are making, or ISV ones. So these are publicly available connectors today. So it'll list through all the connectors and every single one you can have in there. There is an alternate method to this. There is a different way you can do this. So if you don't want to use this method, so this is 3 steps, so that might be a bit too much for some people. You can click on new step, and then you can just count all of them if you really want. It's another way to do it. It's not a way I would recommend, because, you know, this Power Automate is all about automating things and making things easy, and, you know, how do you know when a new one's added? But, you know, if you want to count them, you can do. Else, that's a really easy way to do this. So I hope this video was useful. We know there are 321 connectors. Microsoft and partners and ISVs and companies are doing a fantastic job adding new connectors all the time, so that all the documentation is struggling to keep up and all the presentations are struggling to keep up. But yeah, there are 321 connectors as of today. So I hope this video was useful. This hopefully just shows you a small bit of what Power Automate can do, but it can do a lot more than this. But I just thought it was a neat thing to do, because people are always saying, oh, you know, Microsoft have over 260 connectors, only 280 connectors. How many are there really? How many are there right now? So one of the things I like to do is when I'm at a conference and that sort of slide comes online, I hit the button on my phone and I go, oh, they've added another like 15 since this slide came out. So I'm a big geek, as is the name, D365 Geek. So I hope this was useful. If you did find it useful, please share it with your friends. Please like the video, that's always appreciated. If you've not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.